to New Orleans, you ought to go see the Mardi Gras. If you go to New Orleans, you ought to go see the Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras, and welcome to another episode of Tales from the Parade Route. Tonight, I am joined by the lovely Aten from the Krewe of Nefertiti. Good evening.
Yes. Good evening. Good evening.
So I know that y'all started a few years prior to your inaugural role. How did the Krewe come together?
Well, oh my goodness, it's a story that I've told like a million times, but it's the best. I was the queen of another parade years ago, and one of my friends, longtime friends, she kind of looked at me one time, like we were at like something, leaving something, and she was just like, you can do this. And you know how someone kind of plants a seed in your mind and it like festers and grows and grows, and you try not to like give it too much light, but you can't help it. It kind of just gnaws at you and gnaws at
Yeah,
you. So it never left me. That moment of her telling me that, it kind of shaped the beginning of Nefertiti. Um, I was leaving that crew. And then my mom, who rides with me, and that was like really, she loved riding. She loves Mardi Gras. And she was like, well, what are we going to do now? And I was looking at her like, what do you mean? She said, well, you have to find us something to do. You have to find us a crew to be a part of, because we can't just go back to not riding. The rider's perspective is totally
oh
different
yeah,
from,
yeah,
it's
yeah. It's
once you do
addictive.
it, it
Yeah,
is. So I was like, well, at this point, I guess I'm going to have to start my own. And that's kind of how the birth of Nefertiti came about. It was just a friend of mine saying, hey, this is something you can do. And then the pressure from my mom, parents and pressure.
yeah,
so, so she was just, it just kind of started formulating. Then I thought about a name, and I started doing, I definitely knew I wanted to do something African Egyptian royalty based, because of there's so much Greek. Everything is Greek. Just Greek
yeah,
has been used, and it's really hard to find something. And then I wanted to highlight, African royalty, Egyptian royalty, because it's so gaudy, it's so beautiful, it's so shiny, it's so Mardi Gras, it's,
yeah,
wild and crazy and colorful, and it's so much history, it's so rich, and it was a whole lot to play with. So, with Mardi Gras, sometimes the themes kind of get used over and over and over again. And I think with Egyptian culture, it's just thousands of years worth of new ideas that you could use. So naturally, going into, of course, the Nefertiti, Queen Nefertiti, looking at her past and the history on her, the little that we do know, she was one of the figures in history that um, was widely respected, and mainly by her counterpart. Her husband, Akhenaten, respected her, and it's depicted in all of the paintings. Well, I'm sorry, all of the hieroglyphics, any artwork, that he viewed her as an equal, because on many of the hieroglyphics, they are the same size. When traditionally you would see the woman, the queen or queens, much, 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 much smaller than the
yeah,
king. So just for him to have her in all hieroglyphics, all of his artwork as an equal, it meant a lot, and it meant that he respected her. So she did sit in on making major decisions for their for their kingdom. So and then she was the mother of, I believe, six daughters. So how strong did she have to be?
yeah,
So she was a working mom. She helped her husband. She took care of six daughters. She did a lot. And it is also rumored that she, after her husband Akhenaten passed away, she held it down as pharaoh for a short period of time. So just looking at her history and the richness and the strength and power of Nefertiti, that's what I see in myself and a lot of my friends and many of the women that I come in contact with. constantly holding it down for everyone else. So I thought that Nefertiti was an awesome, awesome, awesome queen to kind of pay homage to.
One thing that you'd mentioned with the wanting to point out the African roots is one of the first things that we noticed when y'all were coming down the route. The feathery headgear. While all the queens and kings and whatnot have a big feathery plume behind them. You could definitely see the African origins to where y'all had not just like bright yellow. It had like I guess it's like a quail or whatever. I'm not sure which bird that
We
like
I if you're referring to the one that it was the peacock feathers.
Yeah.
And they were dyed yellow. And so a lot of our the thing about Nefertiti is we try to stay within traditional New Orleans Mardi Gras, but we aren't necessarily traditional Mardi Gras. So
Right.
being women, being, just different types of women, different women from different walks of life, we're very different. So we try to bring in a different touch, a different flair, and make up our own traditions as we go and kind of change that. Nothing against the traditional culture because I
Yeah.
revel in that. That's what, I love about Mardi Gras is the tradition. But, you know, we have a different route. We have a
Yeah.
different area. So why not we kept quintessential Mardi Gras, but with a twist, So our costumes aren't necessarily the traditional costumes, but they still give you that extravagant, overly ornate style within Mardi Gras. So yeah, we just decided to kind of just give it a different look. So when the people come out, they're not just they don't know what to expect. I guess that
Yeah.
that's kind of our thing. We like to give the people something just surprising and totally different. So
Yeah, I've had a blast at both of the parades
yay.
that y'all have gotten to ride so far.
Mhm.
Let's see. Uh, you'd mentioned the other route. That's
Mhm.
something that I also love about y'all is that it's what I hope would be a nudge to a lot of the other crews to where as wonderful as the St. Charles route is, I yearn for parades to return to the neighborhoods. And
Mhm.
the fact that y'all ride through your neighborhood is
Mhm.
amazing to me.
Yeah.
It's so refreshing.
Yeah, it's I'll say it started out we did Jingle on the Boulevard. So we signed up for Jingle on the Boulevard, and I'm a New Orleans East resident. I grew up uptown. Like uptown was life. That's all I knew. I graduated from Xavier Prep. I marched down St. Charles Avenue. That's where Mardi Gras was for me. That is
Yeah.
literally all I knew. I didn't know that Mardi Gras happened in other neighborhoods. So because Mardi Gras, like my neighborhood, like my community was 3-4 blocks off of St. Charles. So my entire family always came to my mom's house during the parade season. That's all I knew. So moving out here to the east and uh, kind of looking, I think one of my board members at the time, she saw Jingle on the Boulevard with a councilwoman, former councilwoman of District E, Cindy Wynn. She was
Mm-hmm.
promoting this Christmas parade out here in the neighborhood. So I looked at it, I said, that would be really cool for us to kind of just participate in. We always do like a toy drive and we would collect toys and we throw toys in the parade. So we throw wrap gifts in the parade to the kids. So we were like, oh, this would be great. So I just remember having like an aha moment turning from Haynes Boulevard to Reed. And I said, there are people out here. These are like families. And it was just that moment. And I said, this is possible, because we knew that we were not going to be able to get a permit the way the restrictions are within the Mardi Gras parade permits. We just
Right.
knew that it was like 34 permits and only 30 should have been approved. Well, the max was 30, so we would have had to wait for 5 crews to drop out to even have a shot, and then they had more other crews that had signed up that were waiting for a permit.
Right.
So we just knew that that was something that probably would not happen. So just kind of thinking outside the box and seeing that, hey, wait a minute. If she has a parade out here, it's a neighborhood parade, and there are families out here for this, why not do this? So met with her a little bit later, and we kind of got together and discussed it. And she was like, "You really want to bring your crew out?" And I'm like, "Yeah, can I do that? Is that a possibility?" So went in front of the Public Safety Commission, vied for the permit, and they approved it. They were excited, and I couldn't believe that they. I think I went in trying to prove that we could do it, and they came in like on the opposite end of that, like, we really want you all to do it. Like, they were
Yeah.
trying to convince us, and we were trying to convince them. So it was an awesome meeting. And I can say that the support that I got from like the city council, the mayor, the police department, the neighborhood itself, a lot of the businesses, just the community. It was really eye opening, and it was something that I didn't anticipate. You never, with something, with a parade, you expect for people to come out, you expect things, but you just don't know. So all of that love and support that I got, I didn't expect it. So when it did happen, it was a beautiful moment. So yeah, we decided to bring it out to New Orleans East. So we started planning, and I am a New Orleans police officer. I'm a sergeant with NOPD. So
All right.
detail to the route, safety, those types of important factors were natural to me. So it
Yeah.
wasn't hard to, kind of get out there and think about, okay, let's look at a route. What is the, as far as the height, as far as neutral ground, making sure that we
Yeah.
brought a little bit of that uptown, feel, so that people could be comfortable, and have room and space to actually uh, enjoy the parade in an area where the parade could pass without much, without much hindrance or any issues, floats and all of that, marching bands, and, making sure that it was safe. So yeah, it was an awesome process.
Yeah. And I'll say that being out on the parade route, for y'all, it does have that it brings back it brings the like the family picnic almost environment, to where you see people tailgating per se out on the
Yeah,
on the neutral grounds and whatnot, just like it was St. Charles.
yeah.
And you know uh you see you know uh, the the way that the neighborhoods came together, I mean,
Hmm.
where we were standing, for both of the parades, you could see that it was almost like a block party that came
Yeah.
down the street to go to the parade.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I like to joke in with a few of my board members. I think it was like the second parade, and I remember seeing a kid with like a Too-Lay t-shirt on, a Too-Lay sweatshirt, and he had his
Mhm.
beer, and he was just like, "Woo!" I said, "We made it. We made
Yeah.
it. When we get the Too-Lay students out with the beer can and the woo, we are in." So it was really beautiful seeing just generations set up, like families set up, like you mentioned, on the neutral ground, families from different areas. Like I always like to say, although Nefertiti's home is New Orleans East, It is for everyone. It is for the people of this city. It is for the people of this area. So I
Yeah, I
love to
mean,
see folks from Slidell, Chalmette, Lakeview, Gentilly, on the West Bank. Like I love to see everyone like making their way to New Orleans East of all places. They're coming to New Orleans East to enjoy a parade. So it's really, really awesome to see like and to kind of hear the appreciation from the folks in the neighborhood saying, like, and I wear a big costume, but I'm a thrower. I am an avid, like, I love throwing like nonstop, but with the costume, it's kind of restrictive.
yeah.
So I love seeing people like I'm trying to get them something, and they're like, "No, we're just happy that you're here." So that's really like a really nice feeling that they don't even care about the throws. They're just happy that someone took time out to give them a party.
Well, you mentioned throws, and I know that there's several things that y'all throw that are
Hmm.
pretty special to y'all. You'd mentioned the
Yeah,
toys.
yeah.
I remember definitely the first year we caught one. Y'all have a very beautiful medallion with y'all's logo
Uh,
on it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
let's see. There's a coloring book
Yes,
that
yes,
y'all have thrown.
yes, yes. We
Which
do those every year. Hmm.
which I thought was real cool that uh if if a child colors it in, you can take a picture of it, and if I remember on like the back page of the book,
Hmm.
it tells you to uh tag y'all's Facebook or
Yeah,
email it to
yeah,
this email address, and
yeah,
that it'll get shared amongst y'all's
yeah,
social media. I
yeah.
think that's cool as well to you know give kids an artistic outlet, and you know um make it available to uh just like when I was a kid, and I'd color something,
Hmm.
my parents would put it on the fridge with the
Bridge,
magnet.
yeah.
It's like a worldwide magnet,
Yeah,
or the or
yeah,
the
yeah,
worldwide
yeah. We
fridge door.
Christina Pampion, she's the artist behind our coloring books. So she does our artwork every year for the organization. So she does something really beautiful, really detailed, really just whatever our theme is, she kind of centers around that. And the coloring book is kind of based off of whatever our theme is that year. So yes, we do always add those little somethings, those little quirky things that, people may not realize how important it is, but it's really special to, if it's special to like 5 kids, then it's special, so we try to
Yeah,
give that little something to make them feel involved, because the parade is not just about Nefertiti or its members. It's really about bringing the community together. So our signature throw
uh-huh.
is jewelry. Because jewelry, of course, with Egypt, they were the most gaudy. I mean, jewelry, when I looked up, like, what kind of gifts would you give a pharaoh? Or what kind of gift would you give a queen? Or what kinds of gifts did they give? And it was always jewelry. Jewelry was the thing that they always gave and something that they treasured. And it was also um, always really gaudy, always really big, always really over the top. So that is our signature piece. It's going to be every year, it's a different piece of jewelry. So it's always a surprise. Um, the first year we had earrings.
All
So we
right.
had a set of earrings, and our ladies are responsible for customizing. They can either order something really special or they can get together and make something really special. And they put it in a really, really, really cute, decorated, ornate box.
Okay.
And if you are handed that jewelry box along the route, we usually have little cards in there, and it has a link to our jewelry tracker. Also, like a little thank you for coming out to Nefertiti, coming out to the parade, and um, we appreciate you actually being a part of this celebration. So that person can either take a picture with the earrings on or just the box itself and upload it onto our social media and get that little, shout out. And it's really cool that the members get to see their jewelry. It's like they get
Yeah.
excited when someone posts their jewelry and tag us in it or whatever. So every year is something different. This year coming up, of course, you don't find out until you open up your box. So
Okay.
every year it's a different type of jewelry. Yeah, so the coloring book, the jewelry piece, and the medallion are the things that we absolutely have within our throws every year. So we try to have like really practical stuff as well, stuff that, God bless you.
Yeah, thank you.
We love seeing people with our stuff on well after Mardi Gras. It's really
Yeah.
nice to see someone with a pair of like pearl Nefertiti shades or our little fanny pack, glittered fanny packs, or just little different stuff. Another component that we have is we offer the public shirts, like our Nefertiti t-shirts, our family day, because our parade is actually the Krewe of Nefertiti Family Day Parade. So we offer the community an opportunity to purchase the t-shirts with Nefertiti on it. So it's like when you look out and you see people with a shirt on, it's like they're a part of this. They're not just coming to see the parade. This is their parade.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, like a sense of pride for the folks that act like a lot of family and friends mainly purchases. So it's like, oh, how did you get that shirt? Oh, my cousin is in the parade. It's like bragging rights,
Yeah.
or if someone can purchase it and they're like, well, we purchased it because this is family. This is, we're a part of this. Like, we live out here, or we're New Orleanians, or, we're from Slidell, and this is our parade too, So it's really cute, and it's really awesome to see the folks. And then the shirts that we do sell, a portion of it goes to many of the nonprofits and other organizations that we assist with. So it's a purchase with a cause. So.
Well, you mentioned nonprofits, and that was actually one of my next questions. I saw that y'all have a motto, and it's
We serve before we roll.
yes.
Yes.
So
Yes. We are definitely. I work my ladies. I would not lie to you. The parade is their party. That's their gift for pretty much working hard all year. I'm a public servant. I believe in giving back. I've been raised that way. And I believe creating Nefertiti initially wasn't so much about a parade. It was, we did want to have that fun, that ride. But I always feel like, especially being a civil servant, that if we're going to inconvenience a community for a day or a season, then we need to show our appreciation. So I think doing community service, giving back to the community, is a major, major component. That is the number one thing that we push within the organization. So we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we've worked with Ronald McDonald House, the Beautiful Foundation, the Pink Foundation, several other organizations. We just assisted the PJs with with one of the purple parks that we just assisted with Kaboom. We work with Nord, of course. I mean, it's like I'm trying to get the list of different organizations that we've partnered with. Of course, we've done several drive-throughs. We did Jingle on the Boulevard 2 years. I mean, anything anyone kind of comes to me with, I tried my best. We just did a toy drive. We assisted with the boys and girls. It's the community center near the Desire. Also, we just gave, we had a big donation, big drop-off for a Walnut Square apartment. They had like this big old party giving out toys to a lot of their residents. So it's a lot of stuff throughout the year. Let's see, Second Harvest. We've done Second Harvest tons of times. The STEM program for the young ladies here in the city. Oh my goodness, it's a lot. It's a lot, but
yeah, but that's amazing. That, I mean, literally, there's so many of the different projects that y'all have taken part of that it's hard to remember them all. I mean,
yeah,
but
Yeah, we try to
that's
keep them
super
busy,
admirable of a crew,
Yeah.
and that's one of the questions that every time that we do an interview that we get so much appreciation out of asking is to hear about all of the wonderful things, that a lot of the public most of the time, they see a Mardi Gras crew as being just this group that, like you said, one day a year they
Inconvenience.
roll down
Hmm.
the street in front of them, and they think that the rest of the year they're inactive. But no,
Hmm. Hmm.
so many crews are doing, wonderful things, whether it's, doing food drives and toy drives and whatnot, like y'all are doing, or it's, building a playground, or,
Hmm.
working with Children's Hospital. There's,
Hmm.
so many wonderful things that Mardi Gras crews do. And to
Yeah.
hear the amount of activity that y'all have in the community, that's overwhelming. It's
Yeah.
wonderful to hear.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I think again for us, and especially for me, also with Nefertiti, I'm not sure if you know, we literally pay for everything. We do not have the traditional Mardi Gras parade permit. So we don't get the luxury of having security and sanitation, grandstand, like all of those things are not things that we get.
Yeah,
So
it's not
we
afforded
literally
to you
pay
like
for, yeah, yeah, we basically we actually pay for everything, all the way down to the barricade. Like every single part of
wow.
that is paid for by our members. And it's people really don't understand like how that is done and how important that is to us, and especially for me being a part of NOPD, to not overuse the resources that we have right now.
Right, yeah.
It is really, really, really important that we don't overstretch or over exhaust the resources that are within this city right now. So my members, myself included, we're very, very proud that we're able to do this with our own funding. It's really a treat
Yeah,
that we can actually say, we're not pulling from the taxpayers,
right,
nothing against
yeah.
anyone else, because people love Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras brings in tourists, Mardi Gras brings in money. Mardi Gras is one of the things that this city is highlighted for and known for. So we appreciate that. But what we also love is the fact that we're not being, I guess, a burden to the taxpayers. It is
Yeah,
literally a free event, a true free event for the city. So that's something that we can all like. That's I'm always asked, hey, if a permit opens up, would you do it? I'm like, no, I would
yeah.
not.
That's
I would say I don't want to go anywhere. It's not, it was literally a blessing in disguise. That's what I like to call it. When I talk to other captains and they're like, wow, that is so awesome. Like you get to choose everything. You get to choose your time. You get to choose, everything is kind of um within our control. And we love that the city works with us so well, like the city council, the mayor's office, Homeland Security, NOPD, NOFD, EMS, parks and parkways. Everyone is so like they're so just sweet, and they're so like accommodating to us. So, it's really an awesome feeling that, we're not asking for anything except that freedom.
yeah,
And they give us that. And I'm constantly making sure that we are, honoring that and doing the best. That's why we try to have the best costumes, the best throws, the best everything, so that we can stay, and that the community wants us to stay, So
yeah.
it's really awesome, awesome experience.
Like I said, I love going to y'all's parade. It's
Yeah.
it's always so fun for us. Um, you'd mentioned your members.
Mhm.
What y'all's cruise membership look like?
Our membership this year, and we are still taking members. Like, I don't believe in turning folks away. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, hey, if you want to come, and party, come on, we'll find somewhere to put you. So right now our membership is between like 150 to 170, which is awesome for us because we
Yeah.
like it's something about the smaller personal personableness of the crew. Like, I know
Yeah.
everyone. As the captain,
Uh-huh.
I know all of my members, and they all know me. And it's really literally like a sisterhood. We all just kind of click, and we all help each other. It's not a like every single person has something important attached to this organization. We all like get in and do something. And I think that's the biggest thing for me with Nefertiti. Nefertiti basically became a vessel for good. It is literally a vessel for people that maybe, with crime and all of this, maybe afraid to go out and feed the homeless, or maybe afraid to do certain things alone. When all of the sisters are together and I'm like, hey, look, we're going to do this and we're going to have this and we're going to go and give this out, I'll be there. I have a bunch of NOPD sisters within the organization as well. So, you don't have to worry about safety, and then I vet a lot of stuff to make sure that, I protect the
Yeah, that it's
ladies
in
and make
the
sure that
best
they're
interest of the crew.
right. Absolutely, absolutely. So that's one of the things that because I do like a little survey and stuff every year just to kind of, hey,
Hmm.
how are we doing? What could we change? And that's one of the things that most of the ladies really, really horn in on and comment on is that the the that Nefertiti gives them an avenue. It gives them a way to give back and do something positive and have that feel good moment without questioning, hey, where's my money going? Like, am I going to be able to, will I get robbed or will something happen to me if I go out here? It's that comfort that they have, knowing
Yeah.
that we've vetted it already. We are good to go, and I'm going to be right there with you. So that's one of the biggest components that we think um, sets Nefertiti apart too.
So y'all, one of the other things that's interesting with y'all is because you're before that, say 2 weeks of Mardi Gras.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that kind of breaks y'all out from to being something a little bit more special as well.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
what's y'all's parade date this coming year?
This year, we are parading January the 29th at 1 p.m. Same route as last year. I love that route. I can't,
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I love the route. And every year it grows, more people. And, it's a beautiful route.
Have y'all announced y'all's theme for the coming year?
Yes, we have. We did have our queen reveal earlier in October, and the theme this year is Nefertiti Roar. So Nefertiti Roar is the warrior in us. It is um, the pride in Nefertiti. We are coming out. First
Yeah.
year, it was the birth of Nefertiti. We were kind of getting our feet wet, you know what I'm saying? So, and then last year, it was kind of, we did an ode to the 90s tradition.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like young, hip Nefertiti. It was like her in her, like me at 16, 15 years old in New Orleans during the 90s when Bounce was coming out and like all
Mm-hmm.
of the that era of New Orleans. So this year, this is adult Nefertiti. She's a grown woman, and she is here. She's not going anywhere. She is screaming. She is letting everybody know that she is here to stay and that she deserves to be here. So that is basically our theme. We are letting the people, especially in this community, because we always get asked, are y'all coming back? Are y'all coming back? We are not going anywhere. We are here
Awesome.
to stay. So that is the roar. That's the roar in it.
I love it. I love that theme name.
Yeah.
That's a great.
Yeah.
So you'd mentioned your queen reveal. How do y'all go about selecting a queen each year?
I am I am a person that believes those titles are earned, and it should be something deserving, not given because of money or a connection or whatever. I feel like that position of being a queen of a Mardi Gras crew or an organization, it's a big job, number one, because you're essentially the ambassador for that organization for an entire year. So it's an application. So we do have an application process where the ladies put in their they have to write something to us saying that they're interested, why they should be Queen Nefertiti. And it's a series of questions, interview questions, their history, what have they done in the past as far as community service. They have to be a member, of course. And we choose based off of a series of those questions, just seeing who that person is and seeing if that person is prepared. Because it is not just waving and being beautiful. You have to be at everything. You have to go to everything. You have to make sure that you are, capable of holding it down for an entire year.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But this year we chose Queen Nefertiti 3, Summer Turner. She is someone that has been in the organization since its inception. She's a New Orleans police sergeant. She is a beautiful, beautiful human being. She's a mother. She's a friend. She loves Nefertiti to the core. And she has, since her crowning, stepped up to the plate and did a fantastic job. So she's, hey girl, you got something to go to. And she's like, okay, what am I wearing? Do I have to wear white? Which crown am I wearing? Am I wearing the big one or wearing the short one? So she's having fun with it. Yeah, she's having fun with it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's see. I know that y'all had several groups that marched with y'all in the past. Do y'all have what's the word I'm looking for? Like a select group
yet?
of a lineup of.
Well, the thing with the bands, we give the New Orleans East schools first choice.
Yes.
Because that's their neighborhood, that most of the time a lot of those families aren't able to get to St. Charles Avenue to see their kids. It's a hike, and then it's parking. It's a whole lot going on, and work and things of that nature. So sometimes those families aren't afforded the opportunity to get out there and see their kids, as well as, I paraded in my neighborhood, and I remember how that felt. I remember parading in front of my school and parading along St. Charles Avenue where all of my friends, Zena, screaming my name. The pride, I would step a little bit higher, I would smile a little bit harder, and it just felt so amazing to know that this was my neighborhood. This is me. They're coming to see me. Mardi Gras is all about me. So I wanted to give the kids in this area that same opportunity, so that they're marching in front of their homes, down the street from their homes, in front of their families, in front of their schools, along their schools, and their friends can come and see them. Their families can come and see them. The grandmother that can't necessarily take that journey all the way uptown, they can just, come right down the street and see their babies. So that to me is like the most important thing. What I do really, really, really enjoy is that every year we add a little bit more. I'm a stickler for I'm a cop, so I observe. Observation is my nature. So I pay attention to the crowd and who's coming out. So next year, when we plan a parade, we look at who's coming out. So we had a lot of guys coming out, with their family. You never really think about the guys that much, but we did see that first parade. We were like, oh my God, they had a lot of men, with their family, with their kids. So let's give them something. So last year, I think we had the spiders, the motorcycles, and the Corvettes. And, it was a component that I spoke to a lot of the fellas after, and they were like, oh, it was really nice having the Corvettes out there. So we're always trying to add something for everyone. I think for a lot of the marching units that we pull in, we try to exude a certain level of class and etiquette.
Uh-huh.
And we love the mature marching groups because I think they come with personality. They get the crowd engaged.
Yeah.
They make it just so much more fun. So the dancers for Femme Fatale, of course, the alter egos, the Beagerettes, like a lot of those groups where there are more mature ladies, they know what they're doing. They know how to get
Yeah.
out there and get the crowd motivating. So I always kind of lean towards that. And we love the little girl groups, we love the little baby groups and everything, but we just think that what our parade signifies is something a little bit more professional, I guess,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. We
Yeah.
want the full experience where we have people that know already how to engage,
Yeah.
and then just the appropriateness of it all and everything. So again, we are traditional, but not. you know,
Yeah. I
so
understand.
so yeah, I think our the dancers must be 18 and up, and it has to be a minimum of 16 dancers in each troupe. So, we kind of narrow it down to that.
Okay. I know that y'all ride with Kern Floats.
Yes. Yes, yes. Barry does a great job at accommodating his jewels. So he makes sure Buddy and Joe and the whole team, they make sure that we have what we need. They take care of our ladies because they know, we're gonna cut up if not. So, they take care of us pretty well, So we our partnership, we've had the partnership with them since the beginning. And they've come through and assisted, and they make sure that our ride is smooth. The drivers, everyone is just so like awesome. Everyone is just, I think, what I think it is? I think that everyone kind of gets out there and they're just like happy to be a part of it. Like they're not even worried about like, it's a Sunday morning, they're out here, they don't care. They're just happy. Like a lot of the tractors, because I am that person. I always kind of like talk to everyone. I want to see what could we do better, what could we change, and how you doing today. That's just that's my way.
Yeah.
And most of the drivers and most of the builders, the float builders, and the staff over from Current Studios, they're always so accommodating, and they really just they're like, we just want to come out here and have a good time with y'all. So I really, really appreciate his attention to detail with us, his attentiveness to us, because he has literally been one of my key people to call when I'm nervous, crying, whining, unsure about something. He's gonna answer. So I appreciate them putting up with me. So,
Well, it's always comforting to have someone who's well honed in running a parade like that, I mean, to where, you know, I can only imagine, through however many years Barry Kern's been working with Kern Studios, learning from his father, and then
yes, and I have the
taking his
pleasure
own
and
legacy,
honor. I had the honor of kind of talking to him and meeting him as well, before he passed. So it was a treat. Really sweet guy.
Let's see. I know that a couple of my listeners will literally come after me if I don't ask you this question. We had talked a little bit about throws. Do y'all ever see a doubloon in y'all's future?
We do. It's just not this year, but we really, really want to work on something really, really special. And I think it will be like a year 5 thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I will release that. I will give you that one.
Yeah.
We're looking to do like a a commemorative year 5 type of
Okay.
something. So all of my, because I have my phone, the blue, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know I'm messing up, but it's
Well,
one thing at a time. I'm gonna get it. I
yeah.
promise.
No, that's perfectly okay. I
Yes,
mean,
yes,
I know that a lot of the balloon collectors, they will always have a slot available in
yes.
their binder for you.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Um, do y'all have any kind of celebrities or anything like that have ridden with y'all so far or have
Yeah,
expressed interest?
our first year Grand Marshal was Jessica Dupart. She is the owner of Kaleidoscope products, and she is a
Okay.
self-made millionaire from New Orleans. So yeah,
Yeah.
she was our first Grand Marshal. This year, our lovely, lovely Grand Marshal is Lenora Chong. So she is the owner of and chef of Morrows and Mondays. So we just did the announcement and everything to our members that she's coming on as our Grand Marshal for this year. So we're really, really excited to have her. This is her first time ever really being like a part of something like that. So she's super nervous. We went and picked out her costume and everything, and she was just like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna wear that!" Like, I don't know. I'm like, just calm down. It's gonna be okay. It's not that heavy. It's heavy, but it's not really. It's gonna
Yeah.
be okay. So she's really excited, and she's really excited in taking on the challenge, really open to everything. So yeah, that is our celebrity, our local celebrity Grand Marshal this year. So we're
That's
excited
awesome.
about that.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Where can people follow the crew online?
The website, www.crewofnefertiti.org is our website, as well as we do have a Krewe of Nefertiti Facebook page, as well as Instagram. So
Okay.
we're all over that. We're there. And they can go up and pull up pictures from and videos from our parade, as well as our experience, our Nefertiti experience, which is our ball coming up. We kind of treat that like dinner on Blanc, but you don't have to bring anything. So no one knows the location of the ball until they arrive. We pick them up on coach buses and they get on the bus and they just play the guessing game of where is the ball.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
once they arrive, then they're like, oh my God. So we make sure that we don't call it a ball, we call it an experience because that is exactly what it is. You know what to wear. We tell you what to wear. We tell you the theme. We tell you all of that. You may know what the entertainment is, but you're not going to know where it is, and you're not going to know every single element. So everything is always moving. We have different parts to the ball. It's not a traditional one room stage, floor, tables type of ball. We just have a whole lot of moving different components and acts, and just you never know. You might have someone flying out of the air into the ball or something. I don't know, but that's kind of our thing. So you can
Well,
pull
that's
up.
real.
They can go on YouTube as well and pull up videos from our experiences and the parade.
That's real cool that that the experience is a like you said, it's a hidden that there's a surprise element to
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing y'all out there on the parade route. I guarantee
Yes.
you,
Yes.
you will see me and my co-host screaming our
Yay.
fool heads off
Oh.
and shaking our booties to the music and all that.
Yay. We love that. We love it. We can't wait, and we can't wait to see you guys out there. I'm gonna make sure we give you a big shout out too. So much
Awesome.
love to you guys for this.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on with us.
You're very welcome.
So signing out, we will see you out on the route.